Hello and welcome to Theatre.Reviews with Paul Severn. I'm here at Chichester Festival Theatre for the final show of the festival season. I'm going to be seeing a new play, The Inquiry, at the Minerva. I've probably been to and enjoyed more plays at Chichester Festival Theatres than anywhere else except the National Theatre. Unfortunately, The Inquiry at the Minerva studio wasn't one of them. Keep watching and I'll tell you why. But before I launch my inquiry into what went wrong at The Inquiry, please like or comment on this review and subscribe to this channel for more of my theatre reviews. Public inquiries were established to answer the need for independent investigations into major incidents, as opposed to the previous practice of governments investigating themselves. This debut play by Harry Davies questions just how independent they are. The subject of this particular inquiry is a mass poisoning involving a water company. We join it at the stage known as Maxwellisation, a word I'd never come across before, but which is the term used for the moment when an inquiry's draft report is passed to those criticised for comment and possible correction of facts. The Justice Minister and Prime Minister in waiting has been criticised in the report for his actions whilst Environment Minister. He's dragging his feet in providing his response. To spice things up, someone is leaking confidential information about the report. The Minister and his cohort are convinced it must be the inquiry chair's team. They plan a counterattack through the media to undermine the inquiry. You might imagine this is the stuff of gripping drama. It's not. Apparently the inquiry has so far taken 4 years, and the first act, in which the groundwork is laid for the second act, feels like it takes 4 years. The complexities of public inquiries and political intrigues have the potential to be interesting, but only if the characters are meaty. The problem with the inquiry is that they're all rather more vegetable than red blood. John Heffernan plays Arthur Gill, the minister under siege. Soft-spoken, with a ready smile and a flippant approach to serious questions, he's never likely to be accused of being a bully or arrogant or even ambitious, despite having his eyes on the prime ministerial prize. Mr. Heffernan brings colour to the role, but he is working with a pastel palette. His right-hand woman, Helen, played by Stephanie Street, and his civil servant come just plain servant, Donna, played by Macy Nyman, are scarcely less smiley. Over on the opposing team, Lady Justice Deborah Wingate, who chairs the inquiry, is just as quietly spoken, reasonable and smiley. You do get some hints of the steel she would need to employ in her position, but Deborah Findlay's portrayal emphasises the niceness. No less nice is her right-hand man, Jonathan Hayden KC, a charming fixer played by Nicholas Rowe. Oh, and there's Arthur Gill's fixer, his old mentor, Lord Patrick Thorncliffe, who knows people and shows at least a hint of ruthlessness behind his smooth exterior. Malcolm Sinclair is appropriately patrician in the role. Mr. Davies writes decent flowing dialogue, but his characters have all the same way of speaking, and they're all ever so polite. It's as if they all went to the same public school, the same university, and belonged to the same club. Imagine you bought a Kellogg's variety pack and found they were all cornflakes. At one point, Arthur and Deborah even compare memories of their barrister days. Now, Harry Davies might be making a point that the elite who run our government and judicial system are all part of a club who know one another and have more in common with each other than the rest of us. But for a drama, it's a fundamental flaw to make them too similar. We in the audience need characters to have characteristics that will amuse us and annoy us, but most of all, make us believe their story. I mean, David Cameron and Boris Johnson have almost identical educational backgrounds, but very different characters. The people in the inquiry seem to have no distinguishing features. When it comes to vanilla, they could give Madagascar a run for its money. I don't mean the inquiry should be like the thick of it, but it would help if there were more mannerisms, verbal habits, or, heaven forbid, volatility. For goodness sake, these are politicians and barristers, professions full of actors manqués, people who deliberately adopt a persona for effect. Is it realistic that none of them possess a ready wit, or a line in sarcasm, or a short fuse, or even a twitch? The set, designed by Max Jones, reflects this. a background of a large rectangle of oak against a larger rectangle of marble, a leather-topped desk on a green carpet on a polished wooden floor. What could be more solid, more neutral, and more boring? I mean, great if it were in contrast to the characters, but unfortunately it's not. Thank goodness for the quality of acting and Joanna Bowman's direction, which breathed some much-needed life into the story. There are moments within the play when you wake up and take notice. Each act features an ongoing interview between Arthur and a friendly journalist, Elise. She's not exactly Jeremy Paxman, but she does get beneath his skin and enables us to find out more about him than we might otherwise have learned. It's a part played with zest by Shazia Nicholls. And I did like the way the play was full of misdirections, admittedly some more clever than others, before it gets to its big question, whether these two powerful people, the minister and the judge, will put their personal feelings or their ambition first. Everything leads to the one-on-one confrontation, as he tries to force her into resignation and she steadfastly stands her ground. This does provide some real drama, as an amiable, irresistible force meets a mild-mannered, immovable object. It's a scene of revelations and one major twist, but that twist is so implausible that when Dame Deborah said, "I find that hard to believe," I found myself nodding, "You and me both, Deborah." Both have secrets that could have been scandals in a play from the early 1950s, maybe by Terence Rattigan, whose style this drama resembles. But today, I wasn't convinced. Look, The Inquiry is Harry Davies's theatrical debut, and no question he is a promising playwright. Indeed, there are signs that he has the potential to be another James Graham, and I suspect that with more work, this play could take off. But at present, it's still on the runway. So with regret, I give The Inquiry 2 stars. I hope you found this review useful, and if you did, then please comment, like and subscribe, then you'll be the first to know about my future reviews. And if you want to read my reviews, go to Theatre.Reviews. And you can follow me on Threads, Mastodon, X, Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for watching.